and whatever I see is smiling at me. Love is who I am.
Dear beloveds, I would like to use this time to invite you to the sacredness and the beauty of cosmic dance. And in this way, I would like to draw your attention to my 2 latest courses, which go deep into the nature of what it means to be a galactic human and to express ourselves in the way that galactic humans do, through the language of light. And I always say that cosmic dance is when your whole body illuminates through the expression of light language. It's not just coming through your words, it's just coming through your hands, not just coming through certain moves, but it's a combination of all. The sacred, the divine, creates through the holy breath of life, through the union of sacred dance and the song, which is the tonal harmonics, through the sacred music, through the celestial sound. And in this divine trinity, we are greeted by our bigger versions of the selves, which always exist in this greater nature of our multidimensional being. So, in a part of our human galactic embodiment is this embracing of our physical body as this sacred vehicle through which we translate light. But not only translate it, but we learn to express ourselves through it, through the white pillar of light, and create through the sound, through the music, so that we truly begin to step into this doorway of what it means to be galactic humans, what it means to be stewards, planetary light servers, and beings who are helping to raise the planetary life force. Spirit says that now is the greatest time for this step to finally unfold for those old ancient souls who have been dealing with the human experience for so long. And now it's time to celebrate. It's time to truly unify with greater aspects of ourselves, because we have been sharing so much information. We have been moving so much energy through the web of life and through the crystalline grid. And now at this time, we're simply asked to rejoice, to bring a higher component of our beingness into this earthly experience, so that we may serve the planet in her next evolutionary cycle, in this next stage, which is not only a preparation through light information, but a direct channeling and the embodiment of that quotient of light, which expresses ourselves at the highest galactic core level of our, what I call the core creation self. So it's time to unify. It's time to call ourselves to this greater enlightened presence. And this is what I was working hard for the past few months, to truly bring this forth, to embody it, to enter into this next gateway level, which I call my inner illumined union, and the representation of what it truly means to live each day and every day as a galactic human being, a steward of planetary service, of selfless service to Gaia and all life on it, on her, and to truly illuminate with our daily reality, which is becoming more and more the expression of the living life force. So if you're called to this path, there are 2 main courses which I created. One is the Art of the Cosmic Dance for the Galactic Human, through which you will learn the basic channeling of this life force and your unique expression of the cosmic dance and what it truly means to dance through life force and the Ascension pillar of light. And in the second course, we will go deeper into what does it mean to be a galactic human, our galactic ancestry, our galactic future path, and our role as galactic humans, through embracing the path of the working through Ascension pillar of light, becoming multidimensional and mastering ourselves not only on earth in this linear way as a path of self-mastery, but also becoming multidimensional masters of this reality and beyond, and embracing the work through different timelines and pathways and perspectives, so we can truly unify within all those perspectives. But also, what does it mean to be galactic human in terms of our transcendent state? Because our physicality is changing. We are in these new bodies now. And what does this mean for us? What should our diets be like? What should our activities be like? What should we incorporate more into in a natural, organic way, of course? How should our relationships look? How should our sexual expression be like? All of this is a part of this new galactic human mastery embodiment. So you can enjoy that pathway, and I welcome you into this new, and may you enjoy this new blossoming self that is about to burst out. And as Spirit calls forth all of us into the next level of planetary service, I welcome you all beyond this threshold into the new, where we truly understand now the sacredness of life and why we're truly here. Not just in a way that we are visitors, we are the ones who are preparing the way, the ones who are seeding life in this new reality, but we're also the ones who will live it in this new dimensional format, in this new living reality as galactic humans on Earth.
Galactic human bringer of life, steward of earth, let your voice be heard as you co-create and heaven on earth. You are bringer of dawn into new life shall go into the unknown. Let your voice be heard, seeding life, bringing love home on earth. This time again, it shall be, setting life free. You shall be the ones to cross threshold of new earth, seeding life with boundless love, the love above, below, becomes, and this time shall be known as that of the Lord, sending all
And here is a message of the Ascended Crystalline Gaia, her beautiful form, and the Ascended frequency through which we are connected through our new bodies. The old and the new reality are happening simultaneously at the same time, for there is only the real now time, the living reality of the living creatrix. The matrix superimposes only a partial quotient of reality. So only tuning into the Ascended Gaia frequency, we can truly feel the resonance of what is happening in the actual real time. In this time, there is only the component of sacredness of life. And so, at this time, so many are being called forth to attune to this natural flow and the ebb of life, this sacredness that is starting to arise within so many beautiful beings that are right on the verge of becoming planetary life servers. What is the difference between being a servant and a server of life? A servant is a perspective where we feel something is superimposed upon us, where we have no free will to choose. While the higher reality of the Ascended Self is the personal sovereign mastery choice in which we naturally align with our corresponding ascended frequency, in which we only wish to give and share of our ascended reality. That reality is always so full of life, because in this reality, life always rebirths and regenerates itself as a living structure of creation. That comes forth the creatrix, which is the divine design, the blueprint for all life and all life forms herein. In this format, every being has their own core creation self and their own ascended version of themselves. By tuning into all the elements, we can most naturally feel the sacredness of the core that awaits us when we align with our own ascended body. Therefore, the old stories that we tell ourselves about how we are and how our bodies look like and what they're capable of doing, and their lifespans and their immortality rate, which we feel in a way is impossible, becomes all definitely probable and much possible when we connect to this ascended body through the ascended core of Gaia, which already is, because there is only the living reality of the now time, which is the already actualized truth that exists within the crystalline reality. Tuning into the water is the most natural way of feeling the ebb and flow of life, in which we become ever more expansive and fluid, moving away from the rigid reality and superimposed beliefs which we were told about or shown that they are the only way forward. The most important thing as well is dancing as one with all the elements, the earth, water, the air, and the fire, for they all contribute to the transforming vessel of this planetary body. Within those elements lie the codes of life that also are given within each being as they channel light language through their own cosmic dance and their own expression of life force, which is infinite in the way it flows, infinite moves that exists, infinite potency, infinite creativity is what is being stimulated and activated with the art of sacred dance. So when one fully engages with their living life force, all they wish to do is become that sparkle, that seed of life which is carried upon throughout the multiverses. Wherever they are anchored in the current feeling of reality, they actually exist within many, many multidimensional frameworks of reality, embracing so many true versions of themselves, and all as true, all holding value. So as one tunes into the sacredness of life, they themselves become sacred, for they truly are. And as we learn to dance with all the elements and engage our daily practices to be sovereign, sacred, and giving birth to ourselves through the inner resurrection process, then we truly will realize that we have always been home, that this highest expression always was, but we are in that way, while physically consciously engaging with it, we're birthing it into this physical form as the human love child of creation. within many galactic civilizations that have been birthing forth this reality, and hoping that one day the human would also become the galactic, which in turn produces the galactic human. The human willing and capable of so much beauty, of so much grace, becoming the showcase for many other developing human civilizations in their own way being human. There is an infinite flow of life. There is an infinite ancestry and heritage within all that exists. So instead of ruining that heritage, we must embrace the sacredness. There must be this flow that is understood in the meaning of all things, and not seeing any less value within any domain, within anything that is shared, for all has its law of giving and receiving within their own reality. So instead of trying to negate certain ways of expression, certain forms of life and realities, it is time for the galactic human to unify within themselves first, so they can become more susceptible to other galactic civilization that also exists. But the predecessor to this awareness is the embracing of the multiple realities that exist and are being co-created on this planet at this time. For there's so many beings from the multiple realities, multiple star systems inhabiting this planet at this time, all putting their own precious input in the meaning and the reason within the creatrix of the whole. So they all share their own fragment information, which is not dualistic. It is only dualistic when we approach it from the perspective that only one is right, that there is only one way to ascend. For the evolution of all forms, embraced within the galactic perspective, is the unity within each civilization having their own way of ascension and sharing their own light quotient to fulfill the great prophesized destiny of the whole. And as Gaia, the living structure, the light being, within all its purity and the sacred fire of the ascension process, shares this light quotient with many who are also ascending with her planetary body. This alchemical process unfolds in the perfect divine timing, which does not need to be understood intellectually. For eons of time, the ascension process has been accessed through the mental doorways in which much knowledge was shared, and yet Gaia says that at this time, it is so vital for us to feel ascension, to understand that ascension is a natural process, and we only need to align with the feeling reality, with the living world, with the living creatrix, and understand that within this field of consciousness that is infinite, that each planetary body represents with its creatrix design, that each human being also represents as their own inner universe. Everything is given. Everything is shared. And there are multiple streams of light traveling through the unity of one. It is time for the awakening of the galactic human, and it is time to live in such conscious embodiment. So be it, and so it is. Let there be only light.